I've got to have 2 of these. This is going to all be one solid casting. It's a step pulley. This is a very interesting pattern. We were going to do this at Soleil. We ran out of time. Plus, as I said, the rain washed us out that evening, so we were only able to pour the day before, and this wasn't molded until the second day. We're going to do this again on camera where you can see exactly how it's done. This particular casting has 2 different parting lines in it. There's no core. It's going to be one solid piece, and once it's done, you will chuck it up on the lathe and machine it out. So this comes apart in 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. When I get ready to gate this, we'll bring it to this end where it's in view. I want to gate in at each one of these webs. I don't want to turn it this way. I'm going to run a horseshoe-shaped runner system around there. So we're going to turn it like this. We'll just center it right here. You know what? We can bring it in just a little bit. And this is the side with no dowels. And each side has a arrow on it to indicate alignment when I get ready to do the bottom side of it. So the way we're going to do this, we're just going to round the whole thing up, and then I'm going to have to cope all the way back down. Pain. But that's just part of it. It's actually pretty nice and comfortable out here today. Alright, so the arrow is in that direction, so we want this arrow in that direction. As I said, guys, this is the drag right here. Double check, make sure it's good and flat, and it is. That'll work. Now I got it coat down, and fastest way is with this. I know that the center is about right here. And I might be getting ahead of myself. Let's this particular part of the cope is going to be without a key, so we just took care of that. We ought to be about there. I think I hit gold, guys. Let's see. All right, there we go. And I wasn't too far off. Wasn't too far off. All right. I'm going to elevate the camera a little bit, give you a better detailed shot. How's that? So this is what I'm hunting for right here. Now I've got to, this is going to be quite a steep bank on this side, so I'm trying my best to have as much bank as I can on the other side. Now this is not going to be the parting line. All right. Get my brush. Try to get that as clean as possible before I put the this on. All right, so now I'm gonna tuck sand all up under here. I'm going to have to loosen it up just a little bit. It's been several years since I had to do this, so I had to remember. So, yeah, it's not tucked enough, so you can see right on that side. So we need to do a little better there. Let's see how that looks. That's better. Alright, so now we'll do one final tuck of the sand. We're going to use this just to get that good and solid down up underneath. All right, now we can actually create our parting line. See what I'm doing here? Kinda. If I didn't say a while ago, this is what my friends Nate and Matt were working on that we could not pour. And the mold pretty much got destroyed prior to leaving, so we just, sometimes it's just easier to make a new mold. We want to make sure that we have a well-defined parting line right here. And it wouldn't hurt if we had a little bit more of a flat plane. It's kind of hard to see it at this point, but when we go to rim the rest of it, I'll be able to better explain why I did this. Alright, let me turn it up on the edge. Dump some of that out. Now I'm going to form my bank. Can't have any negative draft at all, so I'm going to use my slick. My slicking trowel, I guess, is the appropriate word for it. All right. Let's dust that. As I said, we have more than one parting line right here. All right. I'm going to put this right here, And that's going to be a little riser that'll feed into that all the way to the top. Well, we'll get this area first. I'm trying not to wash that parting dust off any more than I have to. I'll get these steep slopes. Dollar has been really good, guys. I need to treat her to a ride before it gets dark and let her enjoy riding with the windows down. That's pretty centered. Hopefully we didn't shift that. It's still on top, that's all that matters. Since I'm having to go around that, I'm going to just use this to ram with. I don't want to bump it. This is a very small flask, so I'm afraid my rammer will end up bumping it. All right, so now we're going to take this and we're going to set it over here out of the way. And it's just going to be a little flash in the ground. The main face is fine, and this is just sand that fell down and landed on that. So I'm going to go ahead and take this piece off now. And now I'm going to take and separate this piece from the bottom piece. And now I'm going to gently remove this piece. This is the drag. Ah, you dimwit. I forgot to cut the... So I had this orientated just like that. I'm going to put this back on just because I do not want this to, and that's good and concentric, so I'm not worried about which way that's turned. No, I'm not going to put this back in there. I'm going to cut my sprue right here. At that rate, I can't find my sprue. Ah, Jake. Alright, looks like we're going to use a straight cutting . Yeah, I just need to make sure I'm that deep. You can get away with a straight cutting pipe for a sprue as long as you have a tapered runner to accommodate it, to make up for that, you're fine, because that's how I did it for years before I acquired that. Alright, again, that's the way it was supposed to be taken out right there. Alright, so I'm not going to gate the very bottom of the drag. I'm going to wait and do that on the cope in order to keep the runner above the parting line, and it's going to go like this. And that will hopefully help eliminate any extra dross that may skim by. If that makes sense. Alright, so those little holes that I used to use to pull from are wallered out, stripped out, so sometimes you have to improvise. Let's see how this works. It almost did it. I need to put a little less bend in it here. I just made this from an old bucket bale. When you get desperate, you'll find anything that'll work. Alright, so I straightened it. Let's see, a little more. just gently tugging on it. So that works pretty good. I didn't want to use the other two holes because that's what my registration pins go in. Now we're going to go ahead and cut our gating here before I work on the other side. Now, you see that little piece right there? Let's push on it. Let's gently tap on it. Well, anyway, that's the back side of this piece. But for now, let's go ahead and cut our gates. It's going to turn out just fine. Let's bring it around just a little bit, just to extend that. Now, you remember what I was saying about, since we're not using a tapered sprue, I'm going to use a tapered runner. So I'm actually going to be going pretty deep right here and squeezing it down right there. Same way we're right here. And like I said, I did this for years with no problems at all. It worked great. So I'm gonna we do need to be a little deeper right here though. Right there. That's good. So now all we got to do is cut our gates. And I'm going to see that depth from here to here. I want the gate width to be as deep as it is, if that makes sense, and flush out with the runner here. And the reason for that, it keeps the iron hotter, longer. And before I am done, I'm going to brush just a little bit of a radius there. Like I said, I want this all to be the same depth right here. That should take care of that. And I'm just going to lightly brush that little edge there. Just roll just a little bit of a radius on it. Yep, that's it. All right. I took care of that. All right, so we are ready to pour this one. guys, this is it. It turned out looking good. I've got some flashing that I knew I was going to have to grind off the edge here, but for the most part it turned out exactly as the way it's supposed to. And I'll go ahead and cut the gates off and grind it up, wire wheel it. Well guys, this is it. Like I said, I had quite a bit of flashing on this part of it on the smaller diameter, but that's it, all cleaned up. I'm not worried about the finish. This is for me, not somebody else. This is something I'm working on. I'll show you more about that later down the road. It's not anything pressing right now, but this pattern was made on the lathe, so everything's concentric. Everything's running true as a pattern can be. And the way this will be machined, this is going to be your main datum here, this flat surface, and then this OD here would be chucked up in the lathe with this side against the chuck on this first operation. And once you do that, then you would drill and you would bore to the finished diameter. And once you get it to the right size, then you put it between centers to machine your two diameters here. Like I said, I wasn't worried about the finish, or I would have used better sand, but I don't care. Not on this. For those who have been asking about the Windy Hill Foundry hats, these are now available on my website, windyhillfoundry.com, under stores, or you can click on the above link. These are on the pricey side, but keep in mind the shipping is included. Have a good day.